Okay, 7.5, last section in this chapter. Our test will be Wednesday. Okay, so some of you that are just hoping that you're gonna have an epiphany, you might want to take some initiative in solving that problem. Okay, so proportions of a triangle, you're gonna say, haven't we kind of been using that already? The answer is yes. We're just gonna point out some more. So the side splitter theorem, if a line is parallel to one side of a triangle and intersects the other two sides, then it divides those two sides proportionally. And I'll go over what all these means because it's like, what? Okay, so what that means is MN, see it? Is it parallel to AC?
Yes.
How do I know? The arrows, right? So what it says, if MN is parallel to AC, that means that AM over MB is proportional to CN over NB.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what it says. That's it. Okay. The triangle mid-segment theorem. If a segment joins the midpoint, what's a midpoint? Middle. Divides it in two parts, right? Equal parts. Of two sides of a triangle, then the segment is parallel to the third side and is half as long. Okay, so GH divided ED in two equal portions. How do I know? Because of the lines. And it also divided EF into two equal portions. Yes? So that means that GH is half as long as DF, and the two lines are what to each other? Parallel. So sometimes they got a lot of words, but it's not that bad. Okay, so we need to find X, Y, and Z. So we have two things we've just learned, right? So how can we find X, Y, and Z? What do you think you need to find first? Probably X, right? Because Y and Z have to do with these middle sections right here, don't they? Okay. So the first one says if this line is parallel, then these two ratios are proportional, right? Okay. So I have X plus 2. And I have X on the other side, right? I'm going to put it across. And so then probably need to use this whole side then. So 12 plus 4 is 16. $12. Okay, so now what do I have to do? What have I been doing the entire chapter? Cross multiply, right? This has to be a quantity, so I have to distribute. So it'd be 12x plus 24, because I'm multiplying by 12, right? And I'm multiplying x by 16. Not too bad, right? Now what?
Like
There's no like terms to combine.
yeah, like
Subtract 12.
Yeah.
Well, that's no. Combining like terms and subtracting to the other side are two different things. So I have 24 equals 4x. So x equals 6. So if x is 6, what is SP? 8. 6 plus 2 is 8. And what's TR? 6. Okay, so we need to find y and z. Well, if they divide it in 2 equal parts, then that would mean they're parallel, right? So I'm talking about y. Well, above y is 12 and 9. What's below y? No, the whole thing below. 12 and 9. So is y parallel to AP? PR, excuse me? Yes? So I can do this. So now if they're parallel, are they all proportional? Yeah. Okay, but it's also half, isn't it? Don't we know it's half the bottom? You want to use ratios or half? You want to use ratios rather than finding half of 30? Which one's easier? Half of 30. So y equals 1/2 of PR, right? So 1/2 of 30 is 15. Much easier than ratios, isn't it? I guess. Okay, well, z's not going to be that easy, is it? No, we're gonna have to use ratios, aren't we? Okay, so z over what? Z makes, like, you guys see the 3 triangles here? Little, medium, large. I want to see that? Yeah? So Z makes the middle one. So we probably should use the middle one and the large one. Yeah. So what do you want to put? Z over what? You want to compare it to 30? Okay, so Z over 30. So I need something from the large triangle and the medium triangle then. I'm assuming it's a side length, yes? So what's 9 plus 3? Well, there's no right triangle, so there's no hypotenuse. And what's the whole thing for the big triangle? 18. Okay, before I cross multiply, I'm reducing 12 and 18. You guys agree with me? Yeah. To what?
6 and 9.
How about 2 and 3? 2 and 3, because 6 goes into them, right? So 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Multiply over by 30. Does 3 go into 30? How many times? 10. So 2 times 10 is 20. So those are the kind of problems you're going to get today. Added on to everything else. This is going to be like your Friday worksheet. Okay, we got another rule. It's so horrible. No, it's not. Pretty easy. If 3 parallel lines intersect 2 transversals, so 3 parallel lines, 2 transversals, okay? Then the segments intercepted on the transversal are proportional. If I just gave you that picture, would you try to make them proportional anyway? I would hope. Because that's basically what we've been doing, right? So I can set them all up. They have AB over BC is proportional to DE over EF. Any combination of those. Oh, look at the picture. Okay, a reflecting pool. Does everybody know what a reflecting pool is? It's like a shallow water, like in front of the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C. It's called a reflecting pool. It reflects up the whole monument. Okay, reflecting pool is separated by walkways parallel to Lincoln and Jefferson Street. So here's Lincoln Street, here's Jefferson Street, and we got these walkways. See them? And they're all parallel. The city wants to add additional tiling around the pool. How much tiling does X and Y feet represent? So X is here and Y is here. Do you see those on your paper? Okay. So if I turn this picture like this, does it look exactly like the picture on the other piece of paper on your rule? Yep. I know these are all proportional, right? So X over what? It might be easy to read on your paper. X over what? 60. Okay. Equals what over what? 24 over 72. Okay. Could I have just put X over 24 equals 60 over 72? Yes. Guys, can you kind of see the ratio right there if I do this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything you've done from now, you could have done that and made your ratios. Okay, so I'm going to reduce 24 and 72. Sound good? What goes into both? 24?
8.
We want 24 if it does, right? 24 times what? 3? Yep, it would be 72. I was going to go with 12 because I know 12 goes into both. But if you see 24, that's even better, isn't it? Then multiply over by 60. Does 3 go into 60? How many times? 20. So X equals 20. Doesn't it? Because everything else was 1. You guys try Y. It is not going to be a whole number. So get your fraction set up at least. Can I start? You have it.
Yeah, see, I have the same exact thing.
Mm-hmm. Did you get 144 over 5?
I got 28.8.
So 5 goes into 14 2 times, with 4 left over. 5 goes into 44 8 times, with 4 left over. And 5 goes into 40 8 times. Oh, we forgot our labels, didn't we? Maybe you didn't, but I did. So 28.8 feet. Is that pretty similar to what we've been doing for the last week and a half? Yes. Okay, questions before we move on? Okay. Triangle angle bisector theorem. Blah, blah, blah. If a ray bisects, what does bisect mean? Cuts in half. An angle of a triangle, then it divides the opposite side into segments such that the ratio between the segment and between the segments is the same as the ratio between the sides adjacent to each segment. That is a big mouthful, right? So, let's look at our picture over here. Did this ray cut V in half?
Yeah.
Yes, because how do I know? Because of the arcs, right? Doesn't have to look like it, but did it? Yes. Okay, so what that means is UX over WX is equal to UV over WV. See how they're adjacent because they touch? Now, could I write it UX over UV is equal to WX over WV? Yeah. But I can use, if this is divided evenly, then I can use this ratio to this ratio and get an answer. Sound good? Okay. Did that explanation do more for you than this one?
Yeah.
Hopefully. Okay. So, well, is B divided in two equal pieces?
Yes.
Yes? So that means that I can take X over 10 and make it equal to what? Be careful. I need CD, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
But all I know is the whole thing's 13 and 80 is X. So wouldn't this be 13 minus X? So it would equal 13 minus X over what? 16. And then I'm just going to do what? Cross multiply. Remember, this is a quantity. We could have set it up so much easier.
It's okay, you can show us the easy way after.
I know, I will. Okay, so I got 16x equals 130 minus 10x. Did you get that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, remember to distribute all the way through. So add over 10. So 27x equals 13. Yeah, 26. I can't add. I don't even know where I got 7. 26x. So now I divide over by 26. Well, I know 13 goes into 26, right? So probably 26 going to 13. It is 5. But would anyone else see that besides Dylan?
No.
Nope. What would you see 26 and 130? What would you try to put in it?
Like a 7.
How about 2? Would you have tried 2?
Yeah.
Okay. So this 2 into 13 is 6. And then 65. And then I go 2 in here is 13. Well, at this point, I'm going to say, well, there's a 5 there, and I have a 13. What times 3 gets you 5? Times 3 gives you a 5 in the ones place. 5. 5 times 3 is 15, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that'd be 5 carry a 1. I get 65, wouldn't I?
Mm-hmm.
So it goes in there how many times? 5. So X is 5. So that means AD is what? 5. And CD is 13 minus 5, which is 8. Now, the reason why I said, oh, we could have made that easier. Okay, if I would have set this up as X over 13 minus X equals 10 over 16, would I have been able to reduce 10 and 16 first before I multiplied?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I would have had 5 and 8,
Yeah.
which would have probably made my number smaller and easier to deal with. But we got there, right? Okay, I think the bottom one cut off. Did it cut off, or did you guys cut things off?
Mine's still there.
A little bit. So then I'd say it's a little bit of both. Third hours, everybody's like, I don't have those. Well, they probably put like all 4 days together. So it should be 3x minus 7 and 12. So see if you can do that one on your own. So remember what I said about being able to reduce before you multiply. You might want to change how you would set up your ratios. Or not.
Where did you get 20?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't. I was doing it. I tend to do that because I'll be working ahead in my brain. That's where I get 27.
Yeah, I had that one
Yeah.
there if you started looking.
No, because I knew what it was going to end up. Did you get 9? Oh, what? That didn't answer my question, though, did it? That's X. So what is GH? So that'd be 3 times 9 plus 3, so 27 plus 3,
30.
30. And GK
20.
is 3 times 3 is 9 minus 7 is 2. Oh, I put in 3. Why did I put 3? Messing up my 3s and 9s. 3 times 9, 27 minus 7 is 20. Okay, questions on those, guys? Okay, so your worksheet today is